These are the top 5 mistakes that investors make. Make sure you don't make them. Hi guys, Stanley here. There is a quote that I like very much which says, "Fools learn from experience, but I prefer to learn from the experience of others." I would like to highlight to you some of the more commonly made mistakes in investing so that you don't have to make them in your investing journey. These are the top 5 mistakes made by new investors. Number 1 is focusing too much on price. The stock price actually tells us absolutely nothing about the company. When we are researching on a stock, the price should actually be the last thing that we check. Because investing is about becoming a part owner of a business, and there are so many more important things to consider before looking at the stock price. For example, we have to understand the business first, make sure that it is a business we are optimistic about and can see growth in the coming future. And we must be able to trust the management that's running the business. A $2,000 stock is no more expensive than a 50-cent stock. The stock price of a company is just a function of its total share outstanding and its market capitalization. So if a company issues more shares, its stock price will be lower. That's what happens when a company do a stock split. The company breaks one share into two and the stock price will be half. The company is not cheaper all of a sudden. Its share count has doubled, but the value of the company stays the same. The key here is focus on the business first and not the stock price. The second mistake is not diversifying enough. In recent years, we have seen news report on how investors lose their life savings in the stock market. These are truly terrible news. But the truth is, losing money in the stock market is unavoidable. No one can make a profit on every single trade that they make. From my personal experience, back in 2019, I saw my portfolio risen in value by 22%. And yet, when I checked through my portfolio, only 70% of the stock has given me a profit. I have lost money on 30% of the stock that I own. This is because investing is a game of probability and we must diversify in order to avoid one huge loss from just one mistake. So how much diversification is enough? Although there's no clear rule, it really depends on your personal investing objective and risk appetite. But as a rule of thumb, we should have at least 15 stocks within a portfolio. In my own portfolio, which I share with our VIA club members, I own more than 40 stocks. These are stocks that I have accumulated over the past decade. This means that we don't have to start the portfolio with 40 stocks in hand. We can start with one. But as we are saving and investing, we should be looking to add more and more stock into that portfolio to create a diversified basket. So the focus here is always look to minimize risk first and not maximizing return. The next mistake that I often see is investors selling a good stock too early. This happened to me as well. I used to be what we call a deep value investor. That means that I will look for stocks that are, in theory, undervalued, and I'll invest in them and wait for them to appreciate in price and then sell them when they reach my target price. And I'll repeat the process over and over again, constantly looking for new stock to invest and selling those that I feel are more expensive. But during the same time, I have started to help my family create a small portfolio as well. And in that portfolio, I just choose a couple of companies that I feel are unique and have huge growth potential. And I ended up just investing a fixed amount in each of them. And 5 years later, I found that my own personal portfolio is not doing better than my family portfolio, which I have just left it passively. Those companies in my family portfolio has appreciated many times over. And the best of them, Shopify, has actually increased 30 times from 5 years ago. And from my own personal portfolio, what I found is the more I try to time and trade a stock, the more mistake that I end up making. I'm not saying that we should never sell a stock, but instead of focusing too much on the valuation of a stock, we should instead be focusing on the quality of the business. This is because if the company is truly unique and has a high quality business, they will be able to grow through both the good years and the bad years. So the focus here is find great companies rather than finding great stock price. On the opposite end, another mistake that investors tend to make is holding on to our losers. Tell me below if this sounds familiar. When we invest and our stock has appreciated in price, we tend to sell them so that we can lock in our profit. But if our stock price decline, we end up holding them and turn them into long-term investment. So over time, we are selling stocks that we have made a profit, but holding on to stocks that are declining in prices. And sooner or later, our portfolio will be filled with stocks that are losing money. Now, when we look at how Warren Buffett invests, he is doing the exact opposite. He has held on to his winning stock like Coca-Cola, American Express for the longest time. But if he feels that he has made a mistake, like investing into airline recently, he will make the decision to cut all his investment even though he's losing money on it. He has sold off huge positions such as IBM, Tesco in the past when he realized that he has made a mistake on that investment. He doesn't wait around and hope that one day the stock will recover. He just cut loss and move on. So the focus here is that we should actually sell our losers and keep our winners, and not the other way around. And lastly, as we improve our investment skill, we will soon learn the art of valuing a company. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, don't worry, we have a free ebook here to help you understand the concept of valuation. Just click on the link down below to download your copy. But once we learn the skill of valuation, we have to understand its limitation as well. It is not a multi-purpose tool. It is more like a hammer, a very specific tool, and we shouldn't go around thinking that every single problem is a nail. Not all companies that appear to be undervalued are great investment. And similarly, not all companies that appear to be overvalued are bad investments. One classic example is Amazon. This has been a stock that has been constantly trading at triple or 4-digit multiples in its valuation. And yet, when we compare the long-term stock return of Amazon compared to an undervalued stock like GE, we will be able to see that Amazon has been a far better investment than the undervalued GE. Sometimes when a stock appears to be cheap, they are cheap for a reason. We call this a value trap, and we have to avoid this when investing. So the focus here is just to treat valuation as one of the many tools that you can use to analyze a stock. And you shouldn't base your decision purely on valuation. So these are the top 5 mistakes that I see in new investors. Don't worry if you have committed some of them. Investing is a continuous learning process. The key is to be able to improve over time. All we can do is learn from our mistake and also the mistake of others so that we don't repeat them. If you want to learn more about investing, we have a free online course just for you. Just click on the link down below to get started. That's it from me. My name is Stanley. Till we meet again, invest safely. Hi guys, thanks for watching this video. If you like it, please give us a like. And if you find it useful, I hope you share it as well. While you're at it, please subscribe to our channel, click on the bell button to get notified on our next video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!